So the Strait of Hormuz is closed again, and all the turncoat talking heads ramp up the attacks on Trump as if they didn't realize this was going to happen. I mean, really, don't they understand what this little skirmish is exactly? I mean, it's a war. And in war, things happen, and then they change, and then they change again. Now, the people that we're dealing with are complete morons. In Iran, the Ayatollahs have been doing this literally for decades. I don't think that a lot of people, for some reason, realize that. Because if they did, they wouldn't be saying some of the stupid things that they are saying. For instance, the Associated Press, in all of its great wisdom, has said the following. The standoff over the Strait of Hormuz escalated again Saturday as Iran reversed its reopening of the crucial waterway and fired on ships attempting to pass. And they did so in retaliation after the United States pressed ahead with its blockade of Iranian ports. Like, we were wrong. We were bad for doing this. Then they say, new attacks on the strait, through which roughly 1/5 of the world's oil normally passes, threaten to deepen the global energy crisis and push the countries into renewed conflict as the war entered its 8th week. A fragile ceasefire is due to run out by Wednesday. Iran said it received new proposals from the United States, and Pakistan mediators were working to arrange another round of direct negotiations. Now, what does all that mean? Once again, anything that they can do to make Trump look bad and the United States look like the aggressor, they're going to do it. It doesn't matter what's at stake, as long as Trump looks bad. That's their main focus, just like all the turncoats. Like I said before, the turncoats hate Jews more than they love Trump. So now they've turned on Trump. And it seems fashionable at the time to do that. Well, it probably is, but still, it's just, stupid to begin with, but it's dangerous because they don't realize the whole point of this. Iran, of course, is going to close the strait again, or try to. We blockaded it. So now they're going to say, oh yeah, we're closing it again, which means they're going to open fire on ships, which means that we're going to escalate now, and we are going to attack Iran again. Why? Because this is war. Why is this good? It's real simple, people. You don't seem to grasp the fact that Iran is wanting nuclear weapons more than anything else, more than their 72 virgins even. They want nuclear weapons. Why do they want nuclear weapons? Because they want to be able to use that as a chip to negotiate with the rest of the world under threat. The whole world knows that they're crazy, and they know that the whole world knows that they're crazy. And what's the best way to get in all the world's psyche and manipulate them into doing what you want them to do? Now, besides that, add the fact that they are religious madmen. They want to kill for their religion. It's not for money, it's not for territory, it's not another Putin game where they're trying to gain, the old Soviet Union or anything like that. They're doing it for religious purposes. And when you have a group of psychopaths that want to kill for religious purposes, there's nothing you can negotiate with them with. You have to crush them. They cannot be allowed to have a nuclear weapon. And yes, they do want a nuclear weapon. The International Atomic Energy Agency estimated that Iran possessed about 440 kilograms of uranium enriched to 60%. That is way above what they agreed to in the 2015 nuclear deal, which was 3.6 3.67%. That was supposed to be their limit. So instead of 3.67%, they've enriched it to 60%. 3.67% is more than enough for a civilian nuclear program, which is what they said that they want. They said they have a right to pursue a civilian nuclear program. If that were the case, they would have enriched it to 3.67%. Everybody knows this. Everybody either knows this or ignores this or pretends that they don't know it, or they're really stupid and ignorant and don't know it. But it's still a fact. There is no reason for them to have anything above 3.67%. I mean, you're silly if you think that. That's what they've been trying to do. Why do you think that they've denied access to inspectors at all of the nuclear sites? You don't have to be a genius to figure this out. They want the nuclear weapon. Now, they maintain, of course, that they don't want weapons, and they say it's that they're a signatory of the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, but they want a right to pursue a civilian nuclear program. But they don't care about treaties. It's kind of like passing gun laws and saying, this is good. We've now made it harder for criminals to get guns. We passed this law and that law and this restriction and that restriction, and really all they're doing is making it harder for law-abiding citizens to exercise their Second Amendment rights. Because guess what? Criminals do not listen to laws. That's an old saying, but it's true. And Iran doesn't honor any deals at all. They're not going to keep their agreements. They're not going to keep their word. If they were going to keep their word, they wouldn't have been doing this for 50 plus years now. And that's what they've been doing. It's not going to stop till they are taught a lesson. Nothing is going to change until they are broken. And finally, we have a president that is going to teach them that lesson. Because intelligent people will see the writing on the wall. Normally, someone that has a small bit of intelligence would see the writing and say, hey, you know what? We're getting our asses handed to us. We should probably listen and say, okay, guys, here, come on in. Look and see what we've got. We're not hiding anything. There's nothing nefarious going on. We don't want to make a nuclear bomb. We don't want to blow up Israel. We don't want to blow up America. We don't want to blow up all the other countries around us. We don't want to take over the world and create a Muslim universe. But they're not saying that. What have they been chanting for 50 years? Death to America. That's their mantra. That's what they've been saying forever. It's what they want to do. And people who are ignoring this fact, and simply for the fact because they don't want Trump to get the W, they are disturbed people. I mean, people on the right are doing this just for that reason, because they hate Jews more than they love Trump, and they think that the Jews are getting ahead because of what Trump's doing, and they can't have that. There can't be a W for Trump, and there can't be a W for the Jews. So, on the left, the libtards, they don't want Trump to get a W. And on the right, the idiots, the turncoats, they don't want Jews and Israel to get a W. It's amazing to me how people who have a brain, they have a brain because of things that they've said before in the past. They've demonstrated that they have a certain level of intelligence, but now they've kind of imploded. For instance, Ann Coulter. I mean, whatever happened to her anyway? But she, popped up yesterday, and this was before Hormuz closed again, and she said this: "Yay, the strait that was open before we began bombing Iran is open again. Everybody pretends this is a huge victory for Trump, so he'll end this catastrophe." Well, Annie, let me ask you a question. What's a bigger catastrophe? A nuclear-armed Iran or Trump getting a W? I mean, seriously. Would you rather have Iran get a nuclear weapon or pay maybe $1 more for gas for, what, a couple of months? It's like they don't realize, people of this mindset don't understand that no matter what happens, if Iran, they think, oh, well, it's not going to happen to us. They're over there. We don't need to be there. We don't need to stop them over there. We do. Because Iran, if they set off a nuclear bomb anywhere in the world, you think that you have it rough now because you're paying $1 more for gas than normal? Let them do that and see how much you pay in gas. See how much your groceries go up. And I'm not talking just for a couple of months. We're talking years, many years. Because who knows how big the blast would be? Who knows where they would set it off? Who knows what type of destruction it would bring? Just detonating a nuclear weapon in a civilian area by these psychopaths is enough to completely cripple the world economy. The Associated Press also said that Iran's Joint Military Command said that control of the Strait of Hormuz has returned to its previous state under strict management and control of the armed forces. It warned it would continue to block transits while the U.S. blockade remained in effect. It seems like a lot of people are suffering from the same delusion. Iran ultimately cannot win this war. They are going to be starved out of the war. This is a disaster for them. As long as Trump keeps blockading Hormuz, they can saber rattle all they want, but there is nothing they can do, and ultimately they will have to capitulate. And what this means is that Trump has done something, like I said earlier, that nobody else has. He's had the guts as a president. He knew he was going to take a hit for this. He knew he was going to suffer in the polls. He knew that there were going to be turncoats. He knew all this was going to happen. But he did it anyway. And you know why he did it? Because it should have been done for the last 50 years, plus, since the Ayatollahs started doing this. That's why. Someone should have done this way before Trump. And now Trump's doing it. As a matter of fact, I'm actually surprised that he is doing this because of the political downside. However, having said that, there's no doubt that once this is over, history will reflect good on this maneuver, on this war. It will, because it's going to not go the way people are predicting for Iran. Trump is not going to capitulate. Trump is not going to back down. Trump is not going to give up. He's not just going to say, okay, I want the war over, like some people are saying. Some of the talking heads are saying, Trump's looking for a way out. He's afraid. He's running around. What's he going to do? He's looking for this. Oh, he'll take that excuse. No, he's not. No, he isn't. If that's what he was going to do, he wouldn't have started this in the first place. He's not surprised, people, by what's going on. Only an idiot would be surprised at the turn of events for this entire war. Not to mention what Iran has just done. This comes to no surprise to him. You do realize, I mean, I know it's been 8 years we've had Biden in office, and people are used to weak, mentally disheveled people in control of the country. But we don't have that anymore. We actually have someone that's competent and that's doing what they took an oath to do, and that is to protect the country. That's what Trump's doing. Plain and simple. So, today's disc goes to all the people that are trying to turn this in to something it's not and mislead everyone.